Ah, Lord of the Rings. You know, after watching the movies, most people, specifically if you're a gamer, you want to go explore Middle-earth. And if you're a fan of MMORPG games, Lord of the Rings Online has you covered. Now, I've tried to jump into this game numerous times. See, I started playing the game back in 2010. That's right, this is before I started jumping into Guild Wars 2 or a lot of other MMOs that I've covered on this channel. Me and Lord of the Rings Online, or LOTRO, we go way back. See, I played a captain back in the day, and to be honest with you, didn't really click with me. I had a couple of friends that actually explored Middle-earth with me when I played it back in 2010, but I didn't really make it too far in the game. Fast forward to 2022, I ended up watching the movies that year. I started reading the books as well, and that's when I decided to jump back into LOTRO. I started playing a lore master, and actually made a pretty good replica of Gandalf, but soon after making a brand new YouTube video covering the game, I only made it to like level 30, and yeah, I gave up playing the game. Fool of a took. But now I'm really excited about this ancient MMORPG. That's right, with all the issues you might think LOTRO has, I think this year for LOTRO is going to be huge. And you might think, well, what the moopliss? Like, there's no expansions announced or anything really happening. Trust me, Standing Stone Games has a lot of cool events happening with Nazguls, actual rings you can find in the game, and of course, the biggest thing that everyone's excited about, no lag. Today I'm gonna jump into everything about Lord of the Rings, why you should play it with me in 2024, and of course, why is there actually no lag happening? That's a big one for LOTRO players. Let's jump into it. There's plenty of MMORPGs out there, and there's fantastic ones that I've covered on the channel, like Guild Wars 2, Final Fantasy XIV, World of Warcraft. So why should you play Lord of the Rings Online in 2024? Like, isn't this game old, graphically speaking? There's lag in the game. Should you really jump into LOTRO? Well, here's the thing that a lot of games can't do. You can't explore Middle-earth in MMORPGs, but for LOTRO, everything that Tolkien wrote about in the books, like the characters, the environments, and things that were shown in the movie that you're used to, which is adapted from the novels, all of that you can explore in the video game. One can simply walk into Mordor, which is pretty cool. And there's a lot of content in this video game. For reference, you start at level 1, like most MMORPGs. The max level is 150. I've made multiple characters in this video game, and the highest I've ever gotten to was level 30. So there's a long way to go if I want to actually get to Mordor. Now, okay, Middle-earth is pretty cool, but let's be real here. Playing Lord of the Rings Online it's kind of annoying. There's a lot of lag issues that people have been complaining about for years. In fact, in my old video that I made in 2022, I talked about the lag and how it was kind of unbearable and not fun to play the game with. Well, I'm here to tell you guys that Standing Stone Games is actually working on something completely new. See, what they're introducing very soon is something called legacy servers. Legacy servers is something that they typically release every couple of years. It's a brand new server where people start from scratch and they're able to start playing the content as it was released over time. So for instance, it first starts out where the max level is 50. A lot of people get to explore the misty mountains and the caves of Moria. And then as time goes on, they slowly increase the level cap so you can move alongside with people. A lot of other MMORPGs like World of Warcraft is doing this with Season of Discovery. So you're playing classic World of Warcraft and the level cap slowly rises and rises as time goes on. It's a great way to explore an MMORPG. Everyone starts from scratch, so of course if you join in during that time, play alongside everyone in specific content that is normally not really populated in a lot of MMORPGs. I'm talking about like these middle sections of MMOs. And instance-based combat like raids and dungeons with other players is going to be really fun to experience as time goes on. But what if I told you that these servers probably will have less lag than the current servers for LOTRO? See, the thing is right now the client is 32-bit on the standard servers that a lot of people play on, but on these brand new servers that they'll be releasing sometime this year, apparently, they even said it would be this month, so Standing Stone Games, I'm waiting, But this month, they'll be releasing 64-bit servers, which is awesome. Not only are they going to be releasing 64-bit servers that are going to be legacy servers, so everyone has to start from scratch. That's right, if you have a level 150 character, too bad. You're starting at level 1 with me when the servers launch. But there's also something else that's really critical that I'm stoked for. I live in Germany right now. All the servers for LOTRO, they're based in America, which that kind of sucks. They're finally going to be adding one single EU server. Either this thing's going to explode with too many players and it will be laggy, or it actually won't be laggy. Now you might think, okay, these changes are just Lord of the Rings Online. It's 64-bit, there's less lag. Obviously there's an EU-based server, so the EU players are gonna be able to actually have good ping in the game. Cool. What else is new? There's actually going to be Ringwraiths in the game. See, what happens is in normal LOTRO, they don't have these Ringwraiths that run around. But for this specific server, what they're going to introduce is a couple of different Ringwraiths. You have these like baby version, junior Ringwraiths, I really don't know what you call them, and they'll kind of appear randomly. Sometimes they'll encounter your character, but then you have one of the 9 Nazgul Ringwraiths that will chase you down if you're causing a lot of trouble and really getting through content quite well. And you do not mess with these bad boys. Like, you should not try and fight them by yourself. You should fight them with a group of players. Not only should you tackle these big bosses with a group of players, but you should also have a ring as well. Of course, a lot of people know of the one ring to rule them all, one ring to bind them, one ring to... Okay, I don't know the quote, but still, a lot of people know the main ring in Lord of the Rings, but there's actually a lot of different rings that were made on Middle Earth, and in this server, there's going to be, I think it's 9 rings of power that you can randomly find as a player. Like, one of the 9 rings you can pick up. It might be 13 or 9, I really don't know, but they did say, the developer said, there will be rings of power that you can pick up. Now, if you get this ring, you can't just hoard it forever like Gollum. Sorry, man. After 10 days, the ring will be lost. You'll lose it. Because as they say in the books, these powerful things try to escape from people and end up in certain places. So if you get one of these rings, of course, it's going to be a huge stat increase for you, but it's going to be very critical for you to take out the Nazgul in these groups. By what I've seen online, the Nazgul are essentially like really hard to kill unless you have a ring bearer there. So if you do encounter one of the 9 Ringwraiths or Nazgul, a lot of people are going to be screaming for help, asking, where's a ring bearer? We need an actual Frodo to come save us. This is going to be super fun in this new legacy server when they do release it. I do have to say a note up front. If you want to play on the legacy server, they're going to call it Mordor, which is just so funny. Hopefully we can all make it there in one piece. But for Mordor, if you want to play on this when it launches, you'll have to be a VIP for Lord of the Rings Online. Essentially, that means you're paying a subscription for it. I, for one, am actually really stoked because that means it's not going to be a floodgate of people launching into the server. It's going to be a lot of people who are actually really excited, big fans of Lord of the Rings, and are hoping to have a good experience with less lag, these random encounters with the Nazgul. Maybe you'll get lucky and actually find a ring during your journey. And the level cap starts off very small. You know, when you think about an MMO, especially when you're in adulthood, you're like, I don't have a lot of time to play games all the time. But with a legacy server, as they slowly increase the level cap, that makes it easier to chew. Now, all of this is super exciting. Like, oh my goodness, what class do I play? How do I experience this? Is it actually laggy? I got to test out the beta for this brand new legacy 64-bit server on EU. My ping was pretty good trying out a Warden class, which I'm not gonna lie, the Warden class is top tier, baby. Like, that's probably an S tier class. I'm probably gonna play a Warden when these servers release. But how do you actually have fun in Lord of the Rings Online? Like, there's so much to do. It's probably very easy to get confused if it's your first time playing. My thing that I actually did wrong every single time I played this game is that I never gamed with other players. I treated this like a single player game. And let's be honest here, this is an MMORPG. Like, the game LOTRO, it truly shines when you actually play it with other players. So that's why I'm asking you, yes, you, to join me as I jump into Lord of the Rings Online. I'm gonna need a fellowship. You might be standing right next to me with a dwarf champion. Or perhaps you're on my right side as an elf hunter. It's totally up to you as to what class you want to play. I really want to start a whole fellowship. I want, hobbits, dwarves, humans, like you name it. I'm really excited to play the game with other players and experience Lord of the Rings online. Good ping, no lag, everyone starts at level 1, like count me in. Currently, I've been binging all the films with my girlfriend. We're having a great time diving into Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. I don't know, maybe I can convince her to watch the not so good season 1 of Rings of Power. But aside from that, when I do pick up a book, I'm currently reading The Fellowship of the Ring. I'm on chapter 4 right now, all right? I haven't even made it super far. I'll be real here. I'm a real gamer and I probably spend more time on my computer than reading, but it's a goal of mine to eventually read all of the Lord of the Rings books. But I am super excited to jump into the game, and I hope you're interested in joining me. If you are, there is a Discord channel that I have with a bunch of other MMORPG gamers. It's called the Hydrated Gamers Discord. Feel free to check it out. And let me know in the comment section down below if you plan on playing Lord of the Rings online in the brand new EU Legacy server when it comes out later on this month. And the server's name is called Mordor. Does one actually walk into Mordor? I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. Special thanks to my Patreon members for supporting the channel, and thank you for watching all the way to the end. As always, stay hydrated, gamers.